everybody. All right, it is a Tuesday shopping video today, but before I get to that, I was just here alone for once in the house, so it's kind of quiet, and I kind of rushed through my last video, so I wanted to spend a couple moments with you. What I'm doing right now is setting up myself for success. So what I'm doing is, since I'm on a low carb diet, I am going through my cookbooks. Now these are some of them. I have like two other cabinets. I collect cookbooks, so I have like two other cabinets, well, probably like three, because I've got some in another room full of cookbooks, and I love them all. But the thing is that right now with being low carb, I want to only use certain cookbooks because I have high carb. I've got all kinds of things, dessert books, you name it, holiday books. And what I want is just for this row right here at eye level for me to just have the books that I'm going to use to keep me on my journey. And then I can just pull them out whenever I want, and I don't need to be looking around some of the other places for them. So that's what I'm going to do. And I also thought that what I need to put up here are the Suzanne Summer books. I've got all of her books. This is kind of like a compilation of some of the best recipes of all the other books. And so that's a really good one here to get. I have two of these summer-sized desserts. I don't know why, but they must be really good. But a lot of these desserts, some of them, they use a lot of heavy cream, and I can't do that anymore. But there are some really nice ones in here. But I've got all of them. This is a good one. I've got all of these books. Trust me, if you can find these like in a thrift store or something like that, I would grab them for sure. I've got them all. So these are all going to go right here on my shelf. And the thing is that with summer size, they do, she does kind of like a thing where she'll do like carb cycling, where, you can have a carb meal with veggies, and that means you can have like whole grains and vegetables together, but you can't have any fat when you have the whole grains. Or you can have what she calls the pro-fat meals, and that's like protein and fats and veggies. You can have that, but you can't put any carbohydrates in there. And so basically what I'm doing by doing low carb is just doing all of her pro-fat meals. So I can use all of her recipes for the low carb. The pro-fat ones are just low carb. And so I think that would be great. I love the way she lays them out too. So the books are very easy to read. And she's got these really wonderful little whimsical illustrations and a lot of pictures of her family. So you really get drawn into just how sweet their family was and their family dynamic. And it's kind of neat to take part in that. So those are going up here, and all of my George Stella books, I use them all the time. Those are going to go up there as well. And I'm just going to make sure that my kitchen, I set it up in a way that I like to utilize it for cooking, so why not set up my books as well, right? Okay, so I'm going to take you through my grocery shopping and show you what I got this week, and I will see you guys real soon. Hello guys, it is time for another shopping day. I just got back from Sam's, and don't see a lot of veggies here because I have a lot last week. I'm still working on those. So but you did see a lot of fruits. I really loaded up on the berries. The blackberries were like $3 something, so that was really, really cheap. So I loaded up on a ton of those and got a couple of blueberries at Sam's. Their berries are the best that I've seen anywhere, so they'll last the longest. I did get some unsweetened almond milk. That's what I drink, and this little box will probably last me a couple of weeks. I did buy some beans. Now, I bought these primarily for the kids. I have dry beans, but the ones in the cans really do, they come in handy sometimes. Now, the black beans are a lot more in calories than the pinto beans. And the carbohydrates in the black beans are 23 minus 6 grams of fiber, which would get you your net carbs, but that's for a half of a cup. Now, I'm thinking that if I want maybe a quarter cup on a salad sometimes, I might be able to take the hit on the carbs. one thing that I noticed the difference in is pinto beans. Now, pinto beans are quite a bit different in, I think these were, yeah, they're 80 calories for a half cup as opposed to the 130 for the black beans. Thought that was interesting. Carbs on here is 15 grams minus your 4 grams of protein. That's going to leave you with, what, like 11 carbs for a half of a cup, which isn't too bad. And again, like I said, if I want to go even less than that, you know, it might be doable to have a few of these in there. But the real test is going to be, what does the blood sugar meter say? And if it goes too high, then I'll know to take them out for a while. This here I get from time to time. They haven't had these for a while, but Sam's has had these artichoke hearts, and they're just in water. But I love these. My hubby does too. They are 25 calories for a half cup, and I love them just cooked in butter and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. But now they have 6 grams of carbs minus 5 grams of fiber, guys. That's like 1 net carb. They're mostly fiber with 2 proteins. So what I like to do is make kind of like an artichoke dip, and I'll just add some mayonnaise and some, you know, I have done cheddar cheese in a while, although cheese is really bothering me lately. I don't know if I'll do that again. If you just want to serve some of this, you know, with some green chilies and mayonnaise and cheddar cheese and make kind of a dip out of it, that is good. But I'm not quite sure I'll do that because of the cheese. But those are really awesome on a low-carb diet. I did pick up Frank's Red Hot. I did not have this hot sauce in this. I plan on making some cauliflower buffalo wings to go as a side with some of my food. And I checked it out. As far as the carbs, 1 teaspoon is 0 carbohydrates. Now I'm going to have to put it in my tracker and see how high can I go before I start hitting those carbs, because there is a little bit of sweetness in here. But Frank's is really wonderful on just about anything. It has a very unique flavor. Lots and lots of eggs. I got like 2 18 counts there. They were 6 something each at Sam's, so that was a good deal. I haven't been having these carb counter 0 net carb wraps because they're still made with wheat, and I've been trying to take that out. They are keto certified, and I wanted to put them in the fridge because I did have one last week as kind of an emergency for a sandwich, and I felt just fine, and I thought, you know what, it might be okay once in a while. So I don't want to have like no options. I have Angus beef fajitas again. You know, I love John Soul's food. This is amazing. It's so easy to just, you know, saute this in some oil and add it to anything. Add your veggies, make your fajita mix, add it to an omelet, an egg scramble. It's nice because it's already done, and they're so tender, and they are very low in points for a ton of protein. If you're doing the Weight Watchers program, 3 ounces is 120 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, which is not a lot, only 4 grams of carbs, and you've got 18 grams of protein. So if you ever see these, and you might see those in the freezer section, I really highly recommend picking that up if you have beef. Now, I talked about these before. I did get these last time, these chicken breast bites. They're fully cooked. They're just a heat and eat. They're unbreaded, but they do feel like they got some sort of seasoning or breading on them. They were so good and so tender. My whole family ate this whole 32-ounce package in one night, and the kids were asking for more. So I said, okay, I will buy 2 of these next time so that we will have plenty. But those are really wonderful. I did get a big package of these beef franks. I only get all beef franks, either Nathan's or Hebrew National, and my husband prefers these ones. And so I bought the kids buns, and hubby will have buns sometimes, but I can use that in other things. So sometimes I'll just slice them up and saute them with a little cactus and tomato and onion, or maybe, you know what I mean, roll it up in like a low-carb wrap or something like that, like I did the other day. I got a huge package of chicken thighs again. Chicken thighs is working really well for my chicken recipes. 88% lean ground beef, a ton of that. And this week I did splurge on some steaks. I splurged on some ribeyes this week, but they are thin ribeyes, and so they were only, I think it was $38, which is really, it's a lot, but I get 6 of them in here, and they are thin, so it's not going to give us too much meat, but it's like just enough for a really wonderful surprise of a lunch. And I think I try to do this at least once a month, where I'll just go ahead and grab a package of these, and then you know, you feel like you're eating like a king for a week. So that's it for my haul for this week for shopping. Like I said, I've got all these veggies still in the fridge, so I'm going to be incorporating those this week into my diet. All right, so this is my go-to shelf right up here. So you can see I've got my George Stella, my Atkins, my ketos, my Suzanne Summers, everything low carb here. And then I've got my Instapot, my Eat Clean recipes. I love her recipes too, Instapot. This Better Homes new cookbook, it looks really grungy because I bought this when we were first married 38 years ago, and it has been a really wonderful cookbook ever since then. Like Cordon Bleu, it does have some good recipes in here. I believe this is my son's, and he left it at our house, and I claimed it. I'll have to ask him if he wants it back. This is the very first cookbook I ever had, and let me close it up here. Oops, something fell out. And this is Holiday Favorites. This was the very first one I took with me after we first got married. And my home ec teacher is included. Her recipes are in there. And it was one of those fundraiser thingies, but it was the first cookbook that I ever had. Some fix it and forget it and some easy chicken recipes here. So this is my go-to. I'm all set. So I listened to a few of the Weight Watcher reviews from this week of like their handout mailers. I don't know how they're doing it now, or maybe it's online and I need to check mine out. But I've listened to other people and I really did appreciate the tips. So far, I think earlier today I listened to Recipes with Roy and then Dish with Dee, and I really appreciate the way they covered the tips. And I think that something that stuck out to me is from Roy was to start small, and the big changes always start from the small ones. Don't underestimate the small changes. That's where the big changes begin. And every little change, you know, helps. They are important. And then with D, choosing vegetables that you like, choosing the things that you like is what she emphasized. And I thought that was really important too, because there's no point in incorporating something that you hate into your life. Right now, I'm eating a lot of cactus, and I'm doing that because I know it's got such great health benefits. Now, when I was growing up, I did not want anything to do with it. But I did tell myself, you know, that I was going to do my best to get used to it so that I can have the health benefits. Now that I actually have learned to like, and I do not mind that at all. Now, every now and then I'll get that feeling of when I was a little kid, but I kind of overcome that, and I'm okay with it. But there's certain things that I don't like. One thing that I don't like, that I have tried over and over and over again is salmon. And I have, hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. I had to let Sugar Bear out. He is our little senior dog, and he has to wear a belly band. They look like a little diaper, and he took his pants off and ran to the back door, so I guess he had to go out. But anyway, so I have tried over and over to like salmon, and I know the health benefits are wonderful, and you know, it's got good healthy fats, but for some reason I'm really going through a time where I just do not like fish. I cannot stand fish right now, of almost of any kind. And I used to love sardines. That's out. I can't do that either. I used to be okay with cod. I can't do that either. I've tried. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe it'll turn back on again. But fish is just not one of those things. Tuna I can do. I can do some tuna. Don't ask me why, but any other kind of fish, mm-mm. And in fact, even shrimp. I do not want shrimp right now either. And I've always loved shellfish. I'm okay with lobster and I'm okay with crab legs. But, you know, those are so pricey. We don't, you know, end up getting them very often except for special occasions. But shrimp is out too. So I don't know what's going on. But you know what? There are so many other choices. There's chicken, there's chicken breast, chicken thighs, everything of the chicken. There's all kinds of things. If you like pork's another thing that I'm kind of having an issue with. But beef, there's all kinds of cuts of beef, right? There's a ton of other things. There's turkey, there's lamb, whatever. You know, find something that you like though. And I really think that that's super duper important. And there's no shame if you don't like something for a little while. Who cares? Find something else. It's okay. I don't have to like salmon. Just because you're on a weight loss journey, you don't need to like, you know, whatever's popular. So, all right, so I'm going to let you go for tonight. I really do like spending some time with you alone and having a quiet moment, but I'm going to get back to getting my cookbooks in order so that I am ready to go in the morning. I will see you tomorrow for this Tuesday shopping video. Bye, guys.